Hi, everyone, and welcome back to another podcast with our VA Central team. I'm Latia, as you know, Client Success Manager here at VA Central, and today I am graced with the presence of our Ops Director, Bronwyn. Nice to see you,
Hi
B.
everyone. Hi, Natia.
Hello, hello. So, yes, today we're
Discussing
discussing
today.
integrating virtual assistants into your workflow.
Okay, so yeah, let's get started. I think how you organize your business in terms of its systems and its processes is crucial, right? And especially when considering the integration of a VA. So if your business is not well equipped to work with someone remotely, it's likely to face challenges from the outset. Your You need to make sure that your systems and your processes are well established in order to effectively integrate them. And I think if there's anything that COVID-19 has shown us, it's what is possible in terms of remote working. And especially in real estate, which of course is our niche. I think a lot of agents, the traditional models of estate agency were, obviously office based. And obviously with COVID, everyone had to go and work from home. And, especially with the property boom in the UK at the time, more people spending time in their houses, realizing A, they either need more space, or B, they don't need to be based in central London, and things like that. And so, you know, a lot of people gave up their high street offices, and a lot of agents have stayed completely remote. Um, and we guide our clients on how to go about this. We guide our clients, on the essential software, the technology that they should have in place. And this is important because we're all navigating this tech-driven world, right? Um, so what we like to do is we provide our clients with, onboarding documents and, really giving them a great breakdown of what they need to have in place, in terms of telephone systems and CRM systems. And, of course, data security is a massive thing these days. So how to protect their passwords, and then, of course, task management systems, so that they can ensure the work is delegated properly and that the VAs are, tracking their tasks and their deadlines. So all of these elements are critical for when setting them up for success to work with a VA.
That's right, B. Very, very important. And I think virtual assistants are just becoming increasingly popular. I mean,
Yeah.
if we look where how things are just growing, and it's in any industry, I think people have sometimes they think it's limited when it comes to VAs. That they don't realize that we can literally do anything that doesn't require physical presence. So yes, enhancing productivity and efficiency is of course another big thing. So yeah, let's start discussing exactly what a virtual assistant is and what they can do.
So, I mean, sure. I think, a VA or a virtual assistant, as you said, can offer a wide range. I think, a common misconception about VAs is that they're just limited to administrative tasks, but it can't be further from the truth. Many VAs are highly, highly specialized in their fields. I'm talking graphic designers, I'm talking accountants, I'm talking customer service representatives. You've got things like marketing automation and um and the beauty of having a remote assistant is obviously the access to that diverse pool of talent. And this allows you to tap into that expertise that may not necessarily be available in your local area. And it's important that when it comes to this experience, it's important to expand your perspective on what is achievable through remote working. And when we meet with our clients, we recruit VAs for our clients. We cover a wide range of areas, but we always go according to their specific needs.
Yes, absolutely. I think this is the approach that we've got with this. You know, we keep on just bettering and bettering how the approach should work and what we should ask, what we should ask, how to dissect
Everyone's
the
different.
needs.
Everyone's
Everyone is
different and
different.
different in how they work and how they like to manage things. And, you know, that is why we go the bespoke route.
Yes,
Because, you
yes.
know, it depends on what your business needs and where you need the help most.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think a lot of times people have a misconception. They think it's completely different to having in-office staff. Yes, the person isn't actually in your office, but it's exactly the same as it would have been if you had them in office. So would still need to go through the same amount of training. They would still need the same attention that you would give to somebody in office. But I do almost feel that the way that it's been streamlined is actually better for clients than it was initially
100%.
training in office staff, because you would show someone something in office and show them the steps. And then it might be the first of all, they didn't take notes and they might have to ask you again or again or again, where things that we focus on when integrating VAs is we guide our clients and we say, if you're going to show them anything, you screen share, you click record, you do the steps, have a dedicated
It
training
makes it
folder.
so easy these days.
Exactly. Chuck everything into that folder. They can refer back to it as many times as they want, but it also prevents you from ever having to repeat yourself more than once. But anyways, one of the biggest benefits of having a virtual assistant is the flexibility they offer. So since they work remotely, you can hire talent from anywhere in the world. So even if you want to run something for 24/7, you can look at targeting different parts of the world so that you have people that when it's nighttime by you, it's daytime by them. So they're still as productive and energetic as if it were daytime by you. And of course, also, if you wanted to branch out with your businesses and go to any other parts of the world where you maybe have different languages that need to be covered, you know, just respectfully, having different clients that would appreciate their mother tongue. This is also where a VA is a must. It just, the sky's the limit when it comes to remote workers. That's pretty much what I just want to come down to say is you think, oh, it might just be this or it might just be that. But the more we chat with clients, the more they realize how much a VA can actually cover for them without being limited by geographical constraints.
100%. Yeah, so then another thing to touch on, of course, in terms of advantages is cost savings. So obviously, as a business owner, you know, cost is always going to be a major concern, right? So whether it's recruitment costs, supplier expenses, operation costs, they're all just add up. And when it comes to recruitment specifically, the expenses involved in hiring a full-time employee in-house can be quite substantial when you consider everything. It's not just about providing office space. It's also about covering the equipment, the pensions, the sick leave, the maternity leave, the other benefits. And, you know, considering all of these factors, you know, when compared to hiring a virtual assistant, that's when you really realize, you know, sort of the significant cost savings. So let me illustrate this with an example, right? We recently just conducted a breakdown to compare the costs of hiring sort of in-house versus a remote employee. And taking the UK as an example, right? Because that's where we're based. The average annual cost for a traditional employee is approximately £34,000. Now, obviously with the general elections around the corner, that may even go up even further, right? So on the other hand, with a remote worker, you don't have to worry about taxes, office costs, security, you know,
national insurance,
all of that stuff, you know. And well, also, I mean, they also come with their own equipment and their own tools. So when you look at that, you know, hiring a remote worker can end up costing you less than 20K per annum. And then, you know, that's really where the costing, where you can see that significant savings. And, you know, what we do for our clients is we also offer them flexible options. So maybe you're not ready to commit to a full-time person. Maybe you need someone half-time for now, and they grow with you and your business. So you can, you know, really just scale your business well.
Absolutely. And let's not forget about time saving. So
Yeah.
at the end of the day, there
For
are
you
two
and your
things that really
team.
matter. It's time and it's money. And we put both
Yes.
of those
And
first when it
time
comes
is
to remote
money.
working. Absolutely. But also time lost is time lost. You can still make more money, but your time is so precious. So um focusing on that work-life balance, delegating routine or time-consuming tasks to VAs to free up your schedule, focusing on fee-earning tasks instead of things that are irrelevant to you, what your talent is what's really important. So high-level activities that drive your business forward is what you should focus on. Everything else, you should be delegating.
100%. I mean, just in terms of your comments on time savings. So, you know, as a business owner, you know, it's essential to focus, and we say it all the time, spending time on your business versus in it. And I understand, you know, this is easier said than done. I get it. But it all comes down to how you set up your systems and your processes to be able to enable this shift. And, you know, during our initial calls with our clients, we always say to them, you know, to consider what is their worth per hour. And only they can determine that figure. Right?
Actually, I wanted to maybe just add to that. I watched a very insightful video a couple of months ago, and I've been really using that to help my clients a lot. And you can
Understand,
actually
yeah.
work out your worth. So you can take your annual hours worked, and you can take your annual income, and you can divide the two, and you'll actually get a rate of what you are kind of worth per hour. So if you are worth 300 or 400 pounds an hour and you have certain abilities and skills, why on earth would you want to spend any time doing
Yeah.
something that you can delegate for less?
Yeah, if you are finding yourselves that, you know, you're performing these tasks that aren't aligning with your value, you know, you kind of need to take a realistic look at the situation and ask yourself why. We often refer to them as, you know, 10-pound tasks, and anything that falls below that, that's what you need to be delegating to a VA.
Absolutely. I actually started implementing it in my own life. I was like, what am I worth per hour? And why am I spending time doing things that I can delegate when I can be focusing more on work and growth and development? Why would I be spending time cleaning? Do you know what I mean? As much as I love it, it's not paying me. So it really
exactly.
it hits home. It kind of covers you in all aspects of life. So yeah.
100%. So, I mean, okay, so we've discussed, you know, what a VA is. We've talked about a little bit of the costs and things. So now let's go into the main topic, right? Integrating them into your workflow. So, you know, it does require some initial effort. They're not going to hit the ground running from day one. You know, it's just like starting with a new staff member in your office, and you need to set them up and train them on your work style, your preferences. And once that initial phase is complete, that's when you're really going to start seeing the benefits, and especially in terms of time savings. You know, the first step, you need to really just define the tasks and the responsibilities that you want them to handle. And this is going to help you to set those clear expectations and ensure that the VA understands their role, they understand their KPIs, what is expected for them, what is success looking like for the business and for the team. We often say to our clients in discovery calls, well, I do anyway, that, you know, sort of categorize your list, right? So tasks you dislike doing, tasks you can't handle yourselves, and tasks that you really just shouldn't be doing. And, you know, then you place VA tasks above that list. And
Also, if I may add, even if it's things that you can do, but it's not your skill set, it's taking you 3 times longer than it would do somebody that's
who's
got
skilled in
like
that?
an
Yeah.
experience. Exactly. Why would you want to spend 3 hours if it can be done in 30 minutes by someone else. So also focusing on skill sets.
Yeah, but it's a fact that we all have tasks that we don't like doing. Tasks that we just don't want to. I mean, for me, it's anything finance, yeah. Accounting, hate it. Hate it. But the great thing for me is, as a leader in business, you don't need to be able to do everything. That's why you hire a team. I was literally having the same conversation with a lady in a coffee shop this morning. She says to me, oh, she hates doing social media and video. I'm like, well, this is why you hire a team to do this for you. She's like, oh, she's terrible on socials. And she's like, oh, your generation, she says to me. I'm like, my generation, I run away screaming from TikTok. I don't need to know about it. But the great thing is we've got a head of marketing who does. So,
Exactly.
and they
Well,
can
even
guide
if you look
you.
at myself and Nikki, I know what I'm strong in. I know she knows what
Mm,
she's strong in, and
everyone
we help
cares.
each other. We balance each other out. I can do socials, but because I'm so annoyingly hard on myself, I can design something and stare at it for another hour and think, okay, this isn't right, or this should not be there. Where it takes her 30 minutes and it looks perfect and I don't overthink it. And
Yeah.
she gets tongue-tied on a call, and I love chatting. I get paid to talk for a living. I love it. I can do it all day. So, having that balance and having the right people in place to do what's needed is definitely.
Yeah, I think, as a business owner, like I think we all, I mean, superwoman, right? We like to think we're superwoman, and sometimes we are. I am, sometimes I amaze myself sometimes.
I'm more Wonder
But,
Woman. I was
but
like,
the
I wonder where the
reality
day
is,
went.
but the reality is you don't have to be an expert at everything. You need to surround yourself with the experts who then can advise you in their respective fields. And again, that goes back to, this then allows you to focus on those high value tasks while delegating out the rest to someone else. But you can't do that, if your business systems are not organized. And the VA needs to be allowed to seamlessly step in without the need to figure out things from scratch. Having your systems ready for a sort of a plug and play scenario, which is going to help you save time, and not only for the VAs, but any staff that you're bringing into the office. Do you have backups in place if someone isn't available? Are there multiple individuals that can handle the same task, so that if someone is off sick or someone is, on leave, that the whole business isn't disrupted?
Yes. If
Something we
everyone's out of
advise our
office, is
clients
there somebody
on.
backing up the line, for example? Sorry. But
Yeah,
yes,
sometimes
these
we advise our
important little
clients.
aspects.
We advise our clients, sort of to have that video training library, as you said earlier, start saving those recordings so that whoever is needing to fill in, if need be, that they can then refer back to that. And it also helps you, or them rather, to understand exactly what needs to be done.
Yes, and of course, one of my favorite topics to always discuss when it comes to integrating VAs, working with VAs, working with people in general, is communication is key. Always communication. Your VA is only going to be as good as what your lines of communication is to
Yeah, they
them.
can't smell.
No.
How
So
you
just
like to
because they're
work.
not in office, that they can't do everything that you need them to do. A voice note takes 3 seconds. I am out, please do this for me. They are not stupid, they know what to do. So communication is key. Regular check-ins and updates are crucial. So when I also have chats with clients, we do discuss, that having a daily report of what is done by the virtual assistant is crucial. Some go, oh, is it really? I don't like to micromanage. It's not about micromanagement. It's about seeing what productivity has happened throughout the day, and also noticing if something that has been done took them longer than what it would have taken you. And then again, jumping on that Zoom call, running through that report, showing them how you would have done it differently in order to save time, recording that, throwing that back into that training folder, and just helping them integrate better into your systems. Some tools that work really well for training or setting tasks, things like Slack, Zoom, Asana, Trello boards. Loom is great for recording videos. I mean, the list is endless, but those are some of the
Trello for me is
ones,
my personal favorite when it comes to these task management systems, just because of its user friendliness, right? But you need to, ultimately it depends on the individual preferences.
Yeah.
Zoom, obviously, since COVID, is gone, daily essential. But they're always updating themselves, and they're always, getting extra features, and now AI, of course. But, WhatsApp is also the best thing. I mean, we've got an office WhatsApp group. It's so great for that quick back and forth throughout the day. If you need
Absolutely.
something, or if there's an announcement to be made, or if you're running late, or if you just need to communicate something really to the team, throughout the day. And that is, great for that. But it's all up again about what works best for you and the team, really. And then, yeah, I mean, we've talked about the training library. We've talked about, how the VAs they're coming with their existing skills and experience. But it's important to know that they're going to have their own way of doing things. So you need to train them on how your agency operates and the systems and processes, that you use, as well. And, I recall a client sharing an experience yesterday. She mentioned that a staff member left before completing a vital training webinar, and which was booked for 2 days. But the whole thing could have been avoided if the system was set up to record and save webinars to the training files. And this way the team members wouldn't have to wait for the next session to become available, and they can watch at their convenience. And when they have the time available in their schedules to then upskill themselves. I mean, we're massive on upskilling our team, and that development. And things are constantly evolving, and it's vital not only for the VAs but for everyone to keep up to date with industry changes. And I mean, that's why we host our workshops. We provide those continuous training opportunities for the team, because it's crucial for not only for their professional development, but also for maintaining compliance in the industry.
Yeah, so I always love bringing up my 5 Ps. So I just want to quickly throw that in there while we're on this. So just coming back to the actual integration. Proper
Yeah.
planning prevents poor performance, always. So when you know VA is going to come on board, have a list of things that should be ready before the VA starts. You don't want to rush through things with their first onboarding with you. You want to have an email address in place. You want to have the logins ready for them. LastPass is, like you mentioned earlier, very secure way to share passwords and things. Have that set up already so that everything gets shared to their new email address. Get their logins done as quickly as possible. All these time-consuming little things can be prepared prior to the VA starting, so that there's no time wasted for them sitting around waiting to be logged
Yeah, and you're
into
setting them up
things.
for success from the get-go.
Exactly. Having a WhatsApp with them, if there's a group of people they're working with, don't have individual chats. Have a group with everyone on the chat, so that if they need to know something urgently and that you may have been that point of contact, but you're busy, and anyone else in the office can answer that question. They don't have to wait on you to respond. Anyone can help them.
Yeah.
So again, communication is key. Just having these little aspects in place, and as they grow, learning to streamline it better almost. So another tip, of course, is to start with smaller tasks and then gradually increase their responsibility. So don't just throw them in and expect them to be able to swim. We're hoping they can, but they might.
Section by section by section.
Exactly.
Yes.
So they can slowly get used to your processes. They'll come with a foundation of experience, but everybody works differently. So prepare that, get it in place.
Yeah, I mean, you need to create a partnership with your VA, right? They should be approached in the same way as integrating any other team member, in your office. So regardless of the fact that they're remote, there should be no, perceivable difference in their role within the team. So, I've had people rock up at our UK office expecting to find me. I'm like, right, hop on the next plane to Cape Town, and there I am. But when your clients are calling into the office, there should be no difference to them.
Exactly.
That's how well integrated you should be. And this really just highlights, the importance of seamless integration. And, from the client's perspective, but also, just showing that the VAs are an integral part of the team.
Yes, absolutely. More than you actually realize, because if you even look at VoIPs, for those of you that don't know, you can have a VoIP number in place, like Robin mentioned earlier. When she calls out to clients, it looks like she's calling from Doncaster. Clients don't know that it's from Cape Town. And the line quality is fantastic. Having a VoIP system in place, getting that readily available as well before your VA joins. Also having a line open all the time, whether your negs are in office or not, having them take all the calls when everyone else is busy, also allows for any future deals to fall through because you were not available. Speed
Yeah.
to lead as well. We can go on forever about that. But anyways, benefits of having a VA isn't just task completion, of course, that can bring fresh perspective to the business. And
Absolutely.
so sometimes I've worked across different industries. It's just a fresh pair of eyes. They may have done something differently in South Africa compared to the UK, but it works just as well there. And it might actually benefit your business. So allowing them to speak their mind and grow with you and put their heart and soul into your business is what they're there for. They're in it for the long run. So make them part of the team, add them to your meet the team, make it clear that you have a South African or a Filipino, wherever your VA is from, working for you because you're proud to have them as part of your team.
Yeah, I mean, just going back to your point about a fresh perspective to the team. So, we've recently had a couple new joiners, on our team. And, training someone, when you're training someone, it often leads to, new insights and ideas. Because sometimes when you're in it every day, all day, and you're doing the things how you've always done them, that infusion of new energy and perspective can really redefine the way looking at your tasks. And then it also leads to your continuous development in the services and that you offer to your clients. It could be as simple as when conducting a discovery call, for example, and the way you go about presenting those products and services to your clients. Having that access to fresh ideas is incredibly valuable. It allows you to keep evolving and adapting and really just impacting the approach and the quality of your service that you deliver to your clients. And then, also just going on to, some other benefits that VAs bring in terms of work-life balance. Now, I don't know about work-life balance. I think a different way to think about work-life balance is to consider it as sort of work-life integration, right? That's my new term, coining it. Everyone's got personal things going on, right? And being able to pick up your kids from school and being able to, I don't know, squeeze a workout in during your lunch break or taking a break, it really, the VAs value that. And by having that, that right support system in place to keep things running helps you as a business leader as well, because we all need to avoid burnout. And I had a conversation about this actually recently on LinkedIn with someone, and she's gone away on holiday, and the entire time she's on holiday, she can't enjoy it because she's thinking about what's happening back in the office. And then when she returns to work, she's like, was the holiday even worth it? Because now she's got so much of catching up on to do on everything that she's missed. And this shouldn't be the norm. You need to set yourself up so that that you're actually able to enjoy that downtime and that someone can cover you, and so that when you do return to work, you don't have so much of catching up, and it just helps you be more present with your loved ones and in your time off as well.
Yes, if I may add to that, I had a really great experience with seeing my client have a better work-life integration. Initially, when we met, he was really just drained, had a lot going on in his personal life. His wife was going through treatment, she was sick. And he said to me, Letitia, it's so easy to give staff off when they're not well and to be there for them. But as a business owner, you can't do that. It's your baby. You need to constantly be present and available and run the show.
It is.
It is, but also having people that you know you can really rely on. And if I look at our own setup, Our indie has minimal on the ground staff, and the rest of us are all remote, and it's working perfectly. And I always say to my clients, you can build your own little army. Yes, you need a couple of people present, especially if you have a high street office. I get that, but everything else can be done remotely. And he joked with me, he's like, yeah, let's see how this goes. And he got his one VA, and a couple of months later got his second VA, then went on holiday now in March, went on holiday again in May. And he said to me last year before his March holiday, he said, next year I'm going away for 6 months. And the year after that, I'm taking sabbatical. So we need to grow now. We're getting everything in place. I said, of course, we're building your army. And this is exactly what you can do. You can have such a diverse team integrated into your business. As long as the communication is open, they can run 70 or 80% of your business for you perfectly. And the other 20%, especially, the fee earning on-site relationships, your on-site staff can run, but they can even build relationships with your landlords. I mean, there's landlords that have sent gifts to VAs in South Africa from clients. That's how amazing the relationships can be. There's nothing that prevents them from having that. So always remember that it's limitless. It's limitless. So yes. In summary, integrating a virtual assistant into your workflow can lead to increased efficiency, cost savings, and valuable time management. It requires some upfront efforts in terms of training and communication, of course, but in the long run, or the long-term benefits are substantial. So yes, thanks for tuning in, everyone. If you have any questions or any topics you would like us to cover in future episodes, please feel free to reach out.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we hope that this information has been helpful. Maybe it sparked some new ideas. Maybe you hopefully understand a bit more about the benefits of VAs and how to integrate them into your work to ensure that successful outcome. So don't forget to like, subscribe to our channel. Until next time.